Is a deal possible with OPEC and Russia? The big question now is, will a production freeze take hold? And if it does, will it not just provide a fillip for the shale drillers?
Right now, both OPEC and Russia have a credibility issue. 30th of November might be their third attempt at trying to come together and conjure up some sort of a deal. So if we emerge from the OPEC Secretariat in Vienna, say towards the end of November, with no deal on the table, then the market will lose faith. I think components of the markets have already lost faith. But the way I would put it is that they have to come up with something for media consumption, something for the market analysts to chew over. Will that be a freeze? I mean, what sort of a freeze would it be? Because both the Saudis and the Russians between themselves are pumping 20 million barrels per day alone. So is it a freeze at record levels? Is it just a freeze for media consumption? So yes, some deal on paper is likely. We should expect one. But will it be something that would be groundbreaking? For that to happen, it probably would need a real terms cut of about 1.5 million barrels per day.
What's your opinion on the Russian economy and its currency, the ruble?
The ruble is in a spot of bother, but part of it is induced by the Kremlin. Essentially, the way the pricing mechanism works in Russia is that if the oil price falls, the takings of the Russian exchequer responds to it. So if the Russian ruble weakens against the dollar, which it is weakening and has continued to weaken since the sanctions, post-Ukraine conflict sanctions were imposed in Russia, the exchequer's taking from Russian oil and gas companies comes down in tune with the oil price. But of course, they're still selling the oil in dollars. So when they convert the earnings back into rubles, those earnings are higher, which has to a great extent kept a lot of these Russian oil and gas companies, including state-owned as well as privately held ones such as Lukoil and so on, in the game. So it's kind of a mixed situation. Or the ruble is falling against the dollar, but it's not something that the Russians particularly object to.
If oil prices continue to be low, could there be a recession in Russia?
Well, Russia already faced certain recessionary headwinds. A combination of sanctions versus a lower oil price, it could create the perfect storm for Russia. But let's not forget that it's not the Russia of the early to late 1990s. Russia has a good set of foreign reserves. Of course, they don't want to burn those foreign reserves. But I think you would have a quarter or thereabouts of negative growth. The problem that Russian economy has is not very well diversified. It's something which the Putin administration has tried but has not really made a very big fist of it. Russia's lack of diversity poses a big problem. There could be a recession, but then again, it won't be a return to the 90s.